This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's week one of fight camp. It's a quite surreal situation here, which we're going to talk about. I'm joined by Fabio Wardley. You was in the same position as me yesterday. It's the only likeness of our fight weeks this week. Mine's behind the camera, obviously yours is in the ring. But yeah, being told you had to obviously be in your room, wait for your result to come back for, I think it was an 18-hour spell. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was interesting. Definitely interesting. Definitely something a bit new and a bit different. It was quite nice, quite chilled, just relaxed in the room. But there was always that, because there's that temptation of just like, you want to like just have a little look. Just, is anyone doing anything? Is there anything going on? Or are you just locked in your room? So yeah, it felt a bit weird. But then you got the call this morning, got the message, got the band and everything to say I'm all clear. So yeah, lovely, all good.
Absolutely. Huge fight for you this Saturday on the opening weekend of fight camp against Simon Vallily. All the fights on this card are quite well matched, but how are you feeling ahead of your challenge with Simon this week?
Feel fantastic. Definitely the best I've felt, best shape I've been in. Yeah, I feel really good in myself and in my body. Everything's ticking over nicely. Everything just feels really good and fresh. So I'm really excited. Like I've been buzzy for shows in the past, but this is when you know you're in a real fight. That's when it gives you that extra little buzz of that, like, yeah, come on, here we go kind of moment.
Talk to us a bit about the last few weeks for you, more specifically camp, etc. How's that worked out for you?
It's worked out well, to be honest. Like it's been quite nice. Like the lockdown and stuff has, like I've said, has kind of removed all the distractions and stuff. It's kind of taken everything away and just purely focused on the gym and on training and on your food and just making sure that everything's in the exact right place. And I've been able to do a few other nice things like little dog walks and see some more of the family and stuff. So it's been nice.
Obviously, Dillian Whyte won't be here this week. He's still in Portugal, but I'm sure he'll be keeping a keen eye on the activities and what happens this Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. We speak regularly. We speak every few days and stuff and that. And obviously, he's still getting ready for his fight out in Portugal. But I know he'll be watching. He'll drop me a message and say, "Do your thing, maximum violence." So yeah, we'll be fully on it.
It's interesting, obviously, because I've spoken to Dillian myself quite a few times for updates during the camp, and I think Tiny Temper's out there,
yeah.
And since obviously some little bits of footage of him and the Savage sparring and that, and they've been out there for months and they're kind of been locked in their own little world.
Yeah, they've kind of built their own version of kind of like fight camp, but they've just been over there in his villa training and stuff and just getting their own work in, which has been brilliant. I think it'll be brilliant for anyone that's over there training for Babic and Pesta and all them boys, and obviously to be next to Dill for all that time and train with him is going to do them both wonders. So yeah, it's good work.
Simon Vallily stands in your way this week and the English title. What kind of Simon Vallily can we expect to see this week?
Hopefully the best Simon Vallily. I don't think it's not too hidden at all. It's well known that he's had troubles in the past of not being so focused, not being so dedicated to the sport and stuff. So hopefully this lockdown and stuff has really brought him to and made him focus on the task at hand, and then that means I get the best Simon Vallily, which means you get the best version of me, which means then I get all the credit for the win.
This will be your night fight now, Fabio, come Saturday, and it seems like in a couple more fights you're kind of moving on to the next stage of kind of the heavyweight scene, into the people kind of possibly just below the Furies and the Whites and the Joshuas. There's that level of people trying to get to it. It seems like you're on the verge of getting into that space.
Yeah, I'm just below that next tier. I think this fight pushes me up, pushes me over, and then I'm there kind of mixing with them boys, and my name could be mentioned in the same sentence as theirs, and I'm taken as a real contender, considered seriously in this division. So that's what we're looking forward to, that having my name in those real contentions and then the options for those much bigger fights down the line.
Just moving back to Dillian, obviously huge fight on the 22nd of August, which is kind of the last show of this 4-week fight camp period, and it's a dangerous fight for Dillian. I think we all know that, and I think Dillian Whyte knows that as well.
Yeah, it's a dangerous fight, but myself and obviously you know him very well. You know what he's like. We know his mentality towards it. He doesn't do easy fights. He doesn't do those kind of just walk through fights where it's an easy payday and an easy knockout and go home happy. he lives and breathes maximum violence. That is the life he lives for. That real true boxer, that true warrior. So, and you see that back to back with his fights, that he's always down to go to war with whoever's in front of him. He's down to kind of put it all on the line, and I think that's what you're going to see in Povetkin, because he doesn't take that backward step either. So they're both going to come forward, throw some big bombs, and it's going to be a good fight.
I was talking to Alan Babbage recently, only a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me that the sparring between those two he called it pay-per-view sparring. It's like the whole gym almost comes to a standstill while these two guys are going at it. But I mean, you would have been involved in this kind of sparring yourself.
That's, like I say, when I say that Dill kind of, he lives and breathes maximum violence, that's in all aspects. That's in sparring, that's in camp, all the way through training. You go maximum all the way through. That's something that he lives, and that's something he puts on all of us as well under his wing, is that you have to go through them gym wars. You have to go through that fire in the gym to know and be comfortable in yourself that on them fight nights that you can do it. And that's something he really puts on us and really puts us through. Like, you'll speak to anyone like Babbage, like Pester, any boys under him will know that he'll put you through the fire and you need to come out the other end.
During this lockdown period, he's had his back and forths with Tyson Fury, which have been obviously rather entertaining from a fan perspective, but he wants that fight with Tyson Fury, and I think listening to Eddie Hearn after the 22nd, touch wood, it goes well for Dillian, they'll be kind of pushing that situation to see how far that goes.
Yeah, and I think it's well overdue and definitely deserved. Like, he needs that final, that pinnacle, that big fight. They're one of the top 3 big boys that can really propel him into that kind of big name of out there on the stage, and obviously ultimately get that belt and go for that title fight. So it's well overdue, and it's more than deserved. So hopefully, like I say, when he comes through on the 22nd, Eddie gets that sorted, and we can get a big Dillian Whyte fight booked in.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a stat that went around yesterday. It was his thousandth day as number one, and it's crazy. I mean, it's a crazy amount of days and years even that he's had to sit there in that position.
And it's like no one else has ever had to go through that. I can't name any other fighter that's sat kind of just under that mandatory, or sat in that mandatory position for over 1,000 days. Like, it's unfair that he's had to go through that, but again, it's more proof to his character that he's just buckled down, got through it, kept taking those still big risky fights, and just kept powering through, and hopefully he gets everything he deserves and comes out on the better end of it.
Okay, well, that is on the 22nd of August, but before that, obviously August 1st, this Saturday, huge fight, and just final closing words. Give me a kind of predicament or prediction of what's going to happen this week.
It's going to be fireworks. It's going to be real fireworks. We're gonna play around for a couple of rounds. I'm going to see what he's about, see what he's made of, see if he can really go through it with me, and then it's full steam ahead, maximum violence, and we're going to war.
We like that term, maximum violence, Fabio. It's going to get everyone on the edge of their seats. Best of luck for this week, and it's going to be an interesting few days before it even gets to Saturday. So it's new to everyone. So it's kind of it's a little bit of, I suppose, a little bit of history. All this boxing that's happening, kind of say post-COVID. We don't know if we're in post-COVID yet, but it is the new norm for the interim. For
the foreseeable future, definitely. Yeah, this is kind of what everyone's going to have to get used to, but. I was saying previously that there is a moment in history that boxing's managed to come through and still get shows out and still get fighters paid, and even in the middle of a pandemic and a lockdown where everything's supposed to be kind of down, we've found a way, and it's going to be a moment to look back on in a few years to say that we as a boxing community kind of pulled together, we did what we need to do, and we got through it.
Absolutely. Fabio, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and hopefully we'll grab a word with you again this week. Best of luck on the Saturday night.
Lovely. Cheers. Thanks, Kug.